Hey guys, how you going? Okay. When they say worldwide, they really mean worldwide. We're all going through the same thing. This is why I watch the USA or the US, because you can kind of get a gauge on what's going on and where we're heading if you watch the US. Sorry, someone's started their car. Anyway, I wanted to go into this. This is from England. This is from Sombra, an English patriot. Okay, I have a lot of information on the United Kingdom, and everyone, especially Americans and people from the UK, needs to read this. History is repeating itself. You need to understand that Britain and British isn't a nationality, and it isn't a country. It's a political union that infiltrated and seek to destroy England and America. Read, learn, share. And the president understands. And then there's a link here to a YouTube video. Okay, the problem stems from 1776 when the British attacked the English, Scottish, Irish and Welsh immigrants to the Americas. The immigrants, I hope I've got that right, because I don't know how to say that. I'm just going to say immigrants. Wanted the same rights as the English contained within the Magna Carta and the English Bill of Rights 1688, when the immigrants won and created the USA. Based on the English Bill of Rights 1688, the British realised they had to destroy England and its constitution. Over the next 200 years, that is what they tried to do. But the English constitution is forever, and then they sought to remove it from memory. Remove it from bar exams, remove it from the curriculum, late 60s, early 70s, entering the EU, and it's funny because that's around the same time they removed the Australian Constitution, the original one, from schools here too. Except they were thwarted by constitutionalism via the internet. The www hypertext transfer protocol is an English invention. So what now? Every 400 years we have a restatement of freedom. So welcome to the glorious revolution, Mark II, 2020. The French and British establishments both seek to destroy England, hence the regions of England, putting us back to pre-King Alfred. Karl Marx said, "Every communist revolution has been shipwrecked on the rock of England." He did not say the rock of Britain. By the way, Scotland has the claim of right, 1689. They asked the English for the same rights contained in the Bill of Rights, 1688. We obliged. It's easier to explain like this. The UK, British, is an artificial state and a union destroying individual countries and cultures. Remember, USSR was an artificial state and a union destroying individual countries and cultures. The EU, an artificial state and union destroying individual countries and cultures. Who installed communism in the USSR? The British. Who helped Americans defeat the British? Russia. Are you seeing a pattern yet? UK equals British citizen versus English national, Welsh national, Irish national or Scottish national. USSR equals Soviet citizen versus a Russian national, Polish national, etc. Yugoslavia equals Yugoslavian citizen versus Serbian, Kosovoan, etc. EU citizen of the European Union versus German, French or English national. Right. I got more. I did tweet to you, and yes, I'd like to know your thoughts, but the national anthem of England has never been God Save the Queen. That's British, not English. So that's how they got around it. Also, English national anthem here is, read the lyrics because it gives people the chills, especially with what's going on today. It brings up satanic and the mental battle. So I'll put the link for this whole thread down below, guys, and you can go through each and every one of these videos. I don't want to play them, I don't want to take anything away from anyone, so you can go and give them a watch. The United States have published an article on this, important share. and it's about the Declaration of Rights. And the British Parliament started to undermine the English Christian constitution. Whilst the Americans won, the English at home were and are persecuted and slowly relieved of the unalienable rights. The English are truly the prisoners of the motherland. But yet still, academics, policymakers, lawyers refer wrongly to the British as your allies. They are the snake you invited in and then bit you and continues to bite you. I don't know if you've ever heard that story of the lady that brings the snake inside. I am an English constitutionalist, persecuted by the British for standing in elections, fired from jobs for believing in England and my unalienable rights, arrested outside Buckingham Palace for petitioning Her Majesty, as encouraged to do so by my Bill of Rights 1688, blacklisted from employment in the UK and savaged by the state. We, the English, are ignored by America. The English common law constitution is the beating heart of the American Constitution. If our Constitution dies, what happens to yours? Remember, the British do not have a Constitution. Remember, the British Union is... Oh, that's a big one. And I can't read it, it's too small. I can only read what was on the screen. No! Hang on. Is there a way... Can I make it bigger? No, won't let me. Okay, I'm just going to have to read to where I get to. Remember, the British do not have a constitution. Remember, the British Union is not a country. It is a... Right. I'm going to have to go through this again, where I can actually make it bigger, and I don't know how to do that. Unless I screenshot it, and then go in and try and... Anyway, I'll do that later. I hope one of you guys can read it, say it all. Oh, this says it all. Okay. Oh, I can read this one. Why? Why do they try hanging on to the illusion of the UK? English people like you and me. We know why those of power do it. Money? Globalist motivations, plain to see. Not forgetting those being blackmailed, a cost for hiding their dirty crimes. The evidence is all there in open source to find and easier in our online times. The UK establishment infiltrated, employing muppets. Just look, you'll see. We know that schools no longer teach, let alone about England's history. Those at the top setting the standards for those honest. It's a constant fight. No mention of our Constitution, no mention of our Bill of Rights. So, okay, I understand, yes, we are all born into the system. So why can't we see? Born in a nanny state and programmed. We're just unable to think free. Could it be it's insecurity? Maybe frightened, cutting our mummy's strings. After a lifetime being told what is right, scared to face the truth and what it brings. But for me, I am English, never British. The UK, no country. It will never be. That reminds me, another reason they try remaining joined. That's it. Stupidity. England, the country that has no voice, 55 million plus, silenced with no say. How long will they stand there and obey blindly? I will stand proudly and fight for England, my country, until my dying day. The English patriot poet. That's beautiful. Okay, Graham H. Moore. All credit goes to Graham. I'm just pushing the information, pushing the truth to see what I can leverage to get it out there. Looks like I was completely right. God Save the Queen isn't English and British. It's British and Jerusalem. It's purely just England English. Take a look at this, and is why they banned it. A song for radicals, coming a lefty. It says England still doesn't have an anthem. It's a worrisome thing. God Save the Queen is a Britain anthem, not England's. And anyway, it's old-fashioned, blood-struck, shares a tune with the US, My Country 'Tis of Thee, and was written as a rallying cry for the anti-Jacobite cause, not a widely popular one these days. The closest thing to a real national anthem is actually Jerusalem. Ooh. Today is its 100th birthday. Both George V and David Cameron have suggested it should be England's theme song, and it's certainly the front runner there. We're going to take our country back. Follow warning to our enemies: do not wake up a sleeping lion. I think it's too late for that. I think they've already woke up a sleeping lion. This is the British establishment plan. Beware and we will win. England will stand tall once again. And it has a link under there that says, question, will the UK become a Muslim Sharia state? A, 100 billion%. When someone tells you to your face that they want to conquer your nation and force your children to convert to their religion and culture, how would you reply? No thank you. And there's a few people tagged here. Thank you for taking the time to read this letter. From Graham Moore, on behalf of the true people of England, I'm requesting if you declare England as a captive country that's been suppressed by the British Parliament, share this. Enemy is British establishment, not the English, who are natives to this country. Important comms, think about this. Rona, it's crown in Spanish. Why are there... oh, look at this, the coins. See that? And that. And they thought that was a 5G thing. I think it looks more like a Tesla tower. Maybe. I don't know, I could be wrong, and Sombra could be right here. I don't know, but I'm just taking a guess because it does look more chunky like a Tesla tower would. And here it tweets, we are a nation that is disarmed due to the acts of the British establishment. Take away your guns, then they invade. English common law constitution is what they seek to destroy and have been successful in removing it from memory. And then more comms about treachery. We are not British. If you're British, you don't have the rights of England and the rights of an Englishman, because the British are communists or Islamic terrorists. You have been conned to thinking British nationality means you're English. You have you English, you have rights. You British, get the out of my country. Important, understand this, greatly important. British are a political union. It's a group of wealthy elites, evil. They've been around since the 1840s along with Karl Marx. The English of England are American allies, not the British Brits, which are all Fabians. And important to watch, there's a lot of links in here, and this is a very long thread, guys. I seriously, if I were you, I'd click on this one and go and have a look. Taken back England. There's a lot here, guys. Magna Carta, Bill of Rights. There you go. So I'll put this link down below, guys. I'd suggest that everybody goes and has a look at that. And there's another one that I found that I also wanted to bring to you guys. Try and make that bigger. Okay, how big? There you go. Proof of submission to the president. Relax, he already won. He forced the globe to submit to make everywhere great again. Under fear of declass, everything you're witnessing now is the dead cat bounce of satanic socialists, and it will wake up billions. Here's proof to make your day. True, Saudi Arabia submitted way back in mid-2017. President made a trip to Saudi Arabia. The king submitted publicly by holding a sword dance in honour of the president. This is symbolic of going to war together. Number 140 of the map of the drops. In October 17, one side of their pyramid fell with the Saudi Arabia coup. 3. Israel submitted. Immediately after leaving Saudi Arabia, Trump went to Israel. Even today, Saudi Arabia and Israel are still getting along. Trump visited the Wailing Wall. Israel publicly submitted by allowing the US to move our embassy to Jerusalem with our military protection. And I'm going to get demonetized for saying it. His name. How bad's that? 4. Vatican submitted. The president left Israel and flew straight to Rome. Pope Francis would have been shown concrete evidence of human trafficking provided by the new coalition of US, Saudi Arabia and Israel. Red lines were drawn in the sand. The Pope submitted publicly in this picture. You don't look happy? You look very happy. The EU and NATO submitted. Trump then left Rome and flew to Brussels. The EU and NATO now realised we have it all, and they were told to stand down on Brexit and pay more for NATO. EU leaders publicly submitted this photo when President walks in late like a boss. 6. Las Vegas battle. In October 2017, the drops implied they tried to take out the new Saudi Arabia Crown Prince bin Salman. Good guy. Former evil Saudi Arabian Crown Prince Al-Walid is neutralised. He just happened to control Twitter. We now control Twitter. This was a key event. Go read number 117 of the drop. Do you like that? The drops. 7. Big Tech CEO submission. With the takedown of puppeteer Al-Walid, Crown Prince bin Salman goes on a Trump-approved submission trip to all the CEOs formerly owned and controlled by the SA side of the pyramid: Google, Apple, Twitter, Facebook, Microsoft, etc. 8. Japan submitted. With the Middle East and Big Tech in submission, President turns his attention to Asia in November 2017. Japan submitted when they let the President hand out the Sumo Championship trophy. The Japanese Emperor died, removing another old house family from control. 9. South Korea and North Korea have submitted. The President left Japan and flew to South Korea. Many believe this was the first time Trump went to the North Korean border to meet with Kim. Just a few weeks earlier, the nuclear research mountain in North Korea collapsed, killing their nuclear scientists, removing a nuke threat. 10. China submitted. Trump then flies to China to meet with Xi in the Forbidden City. This is a massive act of submission. Remember, Xi had already visited Trump at Mar-a-Lago for a few days in spring of 2017. China wants to rid itself of its deep state as well. See? They have one too. We all have one. In all of our countries. 11. Vietnam submitted. Trump then heads to Vietnam to get Southeast Asian leaders to submit, including Singapore and the Philippines. I did it again. The President is placed in the honour position to the right of the Vietnam leader as proof of submission. It's all about stopping trafficking. 12. Davos CEOs submitted. As we enter 2018, the world leaders understand the plan, and average US citizens are waking up to the posts. The President flies in to the Leon Den at Davos, Switzerland, with Soros present. All the largest global CEOs and bankers submit to Trump at Davos. India submitted. Trump now turns his focus to India. Their leader Modi submits publicly to Trump with these hugs. He also clasped his hands together in this photo to show his hands were tied, and he submitted. These comms are important to them and very symbolic, these ones here. And I believe they all did that. Central America submitted. The President gets the new President in Mexico to submit along with Central American leaders. The cartels all must be removed with military over time. The President hovers over their leaders as they submit by ending illegal migrant caravans. 15. Brazil submitted. The President welcomes a new friend to the table when Brazil elects their version of the President with Bolsonaro as President. He submits, hands clasped in the photo, and quickly arrests Oprah's best friend, spiritual advisor and accused trafficker, John of God. 16. Argentina submitted. At the G7 in Argentina, the President corrals all the global bankers together and forces their submission. Then the President walks off stage, leaving the Argentinian President all alone, showing Argentina's submission to Trump. Argentina is a trafficking hideout. Oh, is they? There you go. 17. Trudeau and Merkel submitted. Trudeau and Merkel submitted to Trump at the G7 summit in Canada. These images of Trump with his arms crossed are yet another sign that they have submitted to Trump, to the president. Notice Trudeau with his hands clasped together. Beautiful submission. Macron submitted. Macron is married to one of them, and he worked for the Rothschilds, yet he completely submitted to the president in these photos. The president has it all, and these leaders are being tasked with cleaning up their states, or the president will declass it all. Do you see what's happening? So whoever asked me about the declass, that is, just wait, okay? Is holding it against them right now. May submitted. Remember when Theresa May cried like a baby and resigned to allow Bojo, president's supporter, to take over as Prime Minister of England? May owes the president her life. The drops hinted that Trump alerted May to a hit on her by them. 20. The Queen submitted. The Queen submitted to the president when she allowed him to walk in front of her during her review of her honour guard. She then she placed Trump under her sigil in the centre position. Then she had him sit in Winston Churchill's chair. Total submission photos. Prince Charles submitted. Just like the Queen, Trump is ushered in front of Prince Charles to review his own honour guard. This is a blatant act of submission. So much winning. I think we have all of the royals' gold safely stored in America to keep them honest. 22. Russia submitted. Trump continues. Oh, it's going to get me. The president continues his global submission tour and visits Norway to meet Putin. That famous summit. Putin throws the president a soccer ball and says the ball's in your court. Absolute submission. The entire world is playing ball now. Kevin Spacey submitted. 23. Spacey delivered pizza to the press wearing a hat that said retired since 2017, and then he made those creepy House of Cards videos. Spacey was at Epstein Island. He knows it all. He submitted and flipped. Justice will be served. And there's been a few of them handing out pizza, and I heard about that too, that was submission. 24. George Bush submitted. Bush also delivered pizza to his Secret Service detail, another act of submission. And at the funeral for Poppy, we all saw his non-reaction to the letters as Jeb and Laurel panicked. Submission. 25. Schumer and Pelosi submitted. Both of these shrewd political operatives have been intentionally making horrible decisions for the Democrat Party. They are destroying the Dems from within. They submitted in that fake video backdrop speech, hands clasped in photo. Oh, some of us have a droopy eye, from things, scars and stuff, but oh dear. And just the expression on her face. Wow. See, we're watching a movie. We really are watching a movie. You've got to laugh. You really have to. 26. Newsom Brown submitted. After the Paradise Fires, the president toured the carnage with Governor Newsom and Governor Brown. You can watch the video on YouTube for 3 straight minutes. Both of them keep their hands tied behind their backs as the president talks to the press. Absolute submission. Okay, this is probably really going to confuse some people. They're going to go, well, why is all this happening? 27. Cuomo submitted. In Governor Cuomo's recent press conference, he submitted to the president by visibly wearing his double-pierced earrings under his shirt. You can see them clearly in the photo. Believe it or not, Cuomo has destroyed his credibility with the management of this. Oh my God. 28. Fed submitted. During this ridiculous ordeal, the Federal Reserve took a back seat to the Trump-controlled Treasury Department For the first time in 100 years, the Fed submitted and paid out all the liquidity while our Treasury secured the assets. It used to be the other way around. GOP senators submitted. Every GOP senator that voted to confirm Brennan during Obama's reign of treason has either resigned, retired, or submitted to the president. The president has already cleaned up the GOP. The Dems have not cleaned house yet at all yet. 2020 landslide. Convert the black hats into red hats to serve the white hats. Oops, I meant Finland, not Norway. Hang on. What? 30. New Zealand submitted. New Zealand was corrupted by our own rogue C_A, and it was intended to be their hideout during HRC's reign of terror on Earth. After the Christchurch FF and Five Eyes spying, the President brought New Zealand into submission in late 2019. Hands clasped, thumbs up. Hands clasped. She's tied, thumbs up. 31. Lindsey Graham submitted. LG was compromised by No Name. He helped take that dog down. This photo from No Name's funeral shows submission where Jen Kelly signals to LG the military is watching. Who you talk to, Kissinger? Jen Kelly is a patriot, by the way. 32. No Name did not submit. No Name decided not to submit, so he was executed for treason. I bet the DS didn't expect that. Trot 1649 predicted his death to coincide with National Dog Day. Notice the wrinkled US flag draped over his coffin. Submission. Wrinkled. Okay, 33. In case you're wondering, the original submission thread was written by me way back on the 25th of the 8th, 19, but it was deleted when my old account was removed. Here's the screenshot. This new version is slightly updated. It's like a big game of Monopoly. Except he's directing every single one of them to expose themselves. That's exactly what he's doing. 34. High Coven leader Chrissy Teigen finally submitted when she delivers these 3 pieces to the press. While having a daughter hold a doll of a naked child. Don't worry, full justice will be coming. Her husband, John Legend, likely submitted as well. Okay, so there you go. She's... Poor kid. 35. Ellen submitted. In this picture, she's assuming the pose of the hanged man. Surrender from Freemasonry. Then she's seen wearing 1111 on her shirt. Drops have said 1111 is a marker. Ask yourself why. She is cancelling her show and getting outed suddenly as a tyrant. Submission. Okay. I think that's it. Yep. So I'll put these 2 links down below for you guys to have a look at yourself. I thought they were very good threads, so there's a lot of information in there. Yeah, so let me know what you think of this, guys. And I will be back in a day, I think, or so. I'll be back soon, guys. Thanks to all of you guys for being here. I really appreciate all of you. Your comments are fantastic. You're very supportive people, and I really do appreciate that. Okay, guys, and I'm even seeing some of you over on other channels when I comment over there, so that's really good to see. Okay, guys, I hope you have a good one, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.